Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Max.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Mae, and we were had. Can you believe it?
There are twists and there are turns.
Defleshed is a standard death.
Oh, that's fun.
We were had.
We were.
I think at the beginning of, in the notes for the previous episode, the Bob Marley episode, I put at the top of the description, note, we don't start talking about Bob Marley for 15 minutes. Just in case you were really waiting for it. I'm going to lay it on the line. Skip ahead.
You should have put that we're talking about it for the whole time, and it's just like you gotta read between the lines while we're talking about
subtext is there.
Mae's honeymoon. Yeah.
Coded language. Oh, that's rich.
Okay. The only thing standing betwixt us and a Szechuan dinner is this fucking episode.
Here we go.
Let's get
No,
through it.
we have another one
Oh.
after this. Don't you think?
Let's do it.
All right, we're going. All right, so today on the pod, we are talking about the North Pond Hermit.
Wow.
Yes, this guy right here, Christopher Thomas Knight.
Hidges man.
Not a great looking guy.
You know what he kind of looks like? You know the guy that was in several seasons of American Horror Story? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, and
Kinda
he was
looks
the butler.
He was
and
the
all that.
butler in the
Yeah.
hotel one. And he was like, he usually played a butler type.
Yeah, some sort of like weird skeletal guy.
He never
like
plays
been at the house
the
all the
leading
time.
man, if I can say that.
Didn't he fuck the hot lady, the blonde lady, in one scene? No,
I think he fucked.
he fucked.
They let him fuck. Good for him.
Yeah, they let you do it.
How about
What are we?
And when you're the butler, they let you do it.
Said no.
What about this hermit? He fucking?
No, he's certainly not fucking. All right, so this guy, Christopher Thomas Knight, he was living in the fucking woods of central Maine for nearly 30 years.
First thing I will say, another knock against three names.
Yes.
I don't trust it.
Uh-huh.
Sarah Jessica Parker, you don't think she's a fucking hermit? Grow up.
Sarah Jessica Parker, hot or not?
Not.
Nah.
Not?
Not.
All three nots?
Her face looks like a foot.
Yeah, it does look like a foot.
Hey.
I mean, it looks like...
I said she wasn't hot. We have to go there.
Into feet.
Yeah. What about... I think she looks more like a horse.
Okay.
Huh.
Okay.
Wait, I thought you were going to go with that. You seemed surprised when we said not hot.
Well, Mark thinks she's hot.
What?
Yes.
Well, we know what he's into.
Jesus.
Uggos. Yeah, he says, he's like, I like an interesting looking face. And I was like,
Okay, well, that's
Interesting.
mean.
That is
Listen,
that
we
is
can find
vague.
interesting and still be aesthetically pleasing.
Interesting is a
Interesting.
general word. Yeah.
she's like his number one. And I'm like, wait.
number one?
Yes, he like loves her.
Number one on Sex in the City?
No, in general. Like, he thinks that
No.
she's super hot. And I'm
Whoa.
like, first of all, she's got a wicked ugly face and she's like tiny and petite. I'm like, I have like
Yeah,
huge giant boobs and a fat stomach and like a normal looking face. So
Well, maybe that's
No,
like
but that-
his hall pass is just the exact opposite.
Yeah.
of you.
Yeah,
Just
maybe.
the skeleton with a horse's face.
Yeah, I used to have a joke about that whoever you're dating, your proclivity is the opposite of them.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
yeah, I love that.
So that
talk-
must mean he thinks you're real hot then.
I guess so. Yeah.
But is it so much better the other way if someone's like dream person is exactly like you? I feel like that's also a little weird. I
Yeah,
don't
is
know.
that
then they were
weird?
specifically looking for you. Like you just checked the box.
Yeah,
They were,
yeah.
like, looking
There's
for.
nothing
Yeah.
special. It's just like you're
Yeah,
just
that's true.
their type.
I had a
Right.
friend who he used to be obsessed with any girl with dark hair and blue eyes, and that was it.
Superman look.
That
So
was
did
like,
she like he like
what if
Kathy?
the-
Your roommate? Your roommate has that combination.
Didn't like Kathy.
Who doesn't like Kathy?
How can anyone not like Kathy? That's just for us. The listeners don't know.
I'll bleep it out.
I love every time Chris goes, I'll bleep it out, and he never bleeps it.
Well, because I mean, you want me to start bleeping
No,
it out when I
don't
say
bleep
that? I think about it every time I do the episode. I'm like, should I bleep this out? But then the listeners are going to be like, what the fuck are they talking
There's
about?
never been
Yeah,
a time.
yeah.
Imagine we're like, don't bring up Kathy.
What I would like is if you bleeped out the thing, but you kept in you saying, I'll bleep that out. So that people can just guess.
For transparency,
Yeah.
they should know that we did
Something
bleep
was
something
bleeped
out.
Okay, I'll start doing that.
Enjoy that.
That's really funny. All right, so back to this Christopher Thomas Knight dude. He was in the woods for fucking 30 years, unseen and unknown. He lived in secret. He like started creeping into people's houses though. So he was like surviving on what he could steal. So he would be like taking like tuna cans and like.
Oh, he's
cat
not like
food and
hunting?
shit.
I thought he was like hunting.
A little bit.
Well, I guess you can call that a certain kind of hunt.
I mean,
It's
foraging.
Garbage hunting.
Garbage hunting.
advanced. It's modern hunting. Can I say that this is Maine?
Maine.
Maine is such a fucking mystery to me. What's going on in Maine?
I've never been to Maine.
I've never been to Maine, but people that go to Maine.
No one's been to Maine.
People that go to Maine love me. They're always trying to get you to go to Maine. They're
They
like,
are.
summer, winter, you gotta come to Maine. I'm like, what are you
Right.
gonna do to me when I get there?
It's also
Yeah.
crazy too because it's like to me it's like New Hampshire and Vermont are deep enough. It's
Right.
like
Yeah.
you want to go deeper than that.
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
Maine.
Jesus. Yeah.
I love
God.
places like that because you're either like a bleeding heart liberal or you own a bunch of guns
Right.
and you
Maine and Alaska.
You're like a libertarian.
You're running from something.
Yeah.
Living in Alaska's cool though. Like to see
Alaska,
it.
I would love to go
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
because I'm running from something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all criminals. It's like Australia. Everyone's a fucking criminal.
Yeah, they're all hiding.
stereotype of Alaska.
That is. It's like
Are you kidding?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no laws.
Criminals?
Alaska
Yes.
is like they're all like they just restarted new life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
every Inuit's a criminal.
No. Hey.
I believe that.
Don't. What's the opposite of bleeping? Can you turn
I'm
the
gonna turn the
volume on
volume
that?
up on that one.
That's
You should make a
ridiculous.
clip of that one. Yeah.
Every Inuit's a criminal. You meant every criminal is an Inuit.
There you go.
God, the
Make
logic.
the distinction. I don't even know if we're supposed to say Inuit anymore.
No, but when you rape somebody,
That's the problem.
when you rape somebody, you go to Alaska. That's how it works.
That is
Yeah.
true. Yeah. Or a lot of mobsters.
You didn't know this, Ben?
Right?
You plenty of people.
Whoa, whoa.
Just his wife.
Alaska's fun.
Just his wife.
And that was statutory.
She let him do it.
Okay, so this guy's in Maine. He's hunting
He's
in
in
kitchen.
Yeah.
He's hunting tuna cans. He was like spooking the locals because they were all like, okay, we all think someone's going through our fucking shit, but it was sort of like a myth, like, oh, because he's there for 30 years and people would like talk about it, but they were like, I don't know, like I haven't found any evidence of this, but everyone's saying the same
But
story.
I'm missing tuna.
Did people
Yeah.
know that?
I'm missing my
Did
tuna.
people-
Yeah.
Trying to make a fucking delightful sandwich and gotta go to Stop and Shop.
Delightful.
Was he known to
With
anyone?
a tuna can. Not to make
What
a
do you-
high-end sandwich over here.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Was he known to people? Like, did people know about him, or was it just
No.
like the rumor is someone breaking into our house?
So I read one thing because there's like a bunch of different articles about this guy. I read one thing that at a certain point, some of the local people got caught onto it and started leaving little notes for him because some of them were seasonal homes that are like around this lake. So there's like people that are only there like in the summer and the spring, and
Right.
then like the fall and winter they're not up there. So that's when he would break into their homes and they would leave little notes, be like on the window, like, hey, please don't break into our house. Just like tell us what you want. We'll leave stuff out for you.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Like so then they'd leave like a tarp out for him and like weird shit that he would need to like.
what did he leave like a note being like?
No, they
I would
left
like
notes
Chips
for him.
Ahoy,
I
please.
guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because they'd rather just spend a little bit of money than have to like have this guy break into their house or
Yeah,
their shed.
yeah.
Sweet. Is Maine just a lovely society?
Yeah, it sounds really
It's-
nice.
yeah.
We should, you know what? We should go to Maine.
Yeah, it's crazy. And he was like totally off the grid. So he had no address, no vehicle, no tax return. Guy's fucking tax evading.
Join the club.
Didn't receive mail, obviously. Just living straight up in the fucking woods, off the grid completely, which is kind of crazy that it's in Maine only. Like, you know what I mean? It's not that far away
No,
from
it's a
society.
real place. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Maine's real. I'm almost certain of it.
Also, what a terrible place to choose to do this. Like, if I was going to go off the grid, I'd go to, like, I don't know, New Mexico or something like that. Like he said, he barely
cold.
survived a bunch of winters.
Yeah, because
No shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
And it was not heated. Like, his little tent was not heated at all.
Oh, he didn't have central air in the heat.
He didn't.
in the,
No,
in
he
the tent?
didn't. No, he's probably hot. He was probably getting all buggy too.
Oh yeah, in the summers.
Yeah.
Oh, probably so gross.
So gross. He said he hadn't bathed in, I guess, 30 years.
No. Well, what started all this for him?
So let me get a little
Bad breakup.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
So basically, so it turns out once he was found out, they diagnosed him with Asperger's.
Okay.
And he had never been like a social person at all. And apparently, like, people had talked to the neighbors of his family back in Massachusetts. He grew up in Lawrence, Massachusetts, which is like a normal fucking town.
Right.
And the neighbors like never talked to them. Like, they were like, the whole family was kind of recluses.
Right.
And apparently he had taken a car from his brother. And he started like going onto these little like voyages where he would like go out like, you know, for a few days at a time or whatever. And then eventually he just went out and never came back.
What about the
Jeez.
car? Lost that car?
Yeah, he said he was like, sorry. Like, when he came back, he was like, oh, I really screwed my brother on that one. Oops.
I think the brother was 30 years later.
And they all probably thought he was fucking dead. But I'm like, why didn't they? This is my question. How come they didn't report him? Like, my brother's missing.
They probably didn't like him very much.
I guess
they're
not.
probably like, yeah, he's gone. Oh well.
Oh well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yikes.
I don't know.
That was
How
kind of
old
like
was
I
he
just.
when he went?
Oh no,
20 years old,
Only 20.
and
okay.
he was found out when he was 47.
Got it.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
I swear to you,
But this is by choice. He wanted this.
by choice. Yeah. And then people asked him too, because they were like, okay, if you like barely survived some winters, what was stopping you from just going and like knocking on a house and being like, can you let me in? I'm about to fucking die. And he was like, I just decided that I didn't want to do that. He hadn't had a conversation in 27 years.
He apparently didn't talk to anybody
Nobody.
for 20, like not even talking to anybody for 27 years,
He
like
did
just
say-
alone.
He said that one time on a hiking trail, he passed somebody and he talked to them. And then the reporter was like, what did you say? He was like, I said hi.
Wow, sick.
Yeah.
Still got it.
And then he fucked her living brains.
Yeah. Yeah, what was he doing for a lay out there in the woods? The moose.
I guess the moose, fucking moose.
Those are huge. Ever seen a moose?
I've seen a
You
moose.
see that video that was like popping around of the moose running like fucking full tilt through like 8 feet of snow, and the moose
Yeah.
is just trucking
Oh yeah.
through
Yeah.
Those are
it.
cool.
They're badass.
They're fast?
Yeah, good luck fucking the moose, you hermit.
I mean,
You don't deserve her.
You gotta catch him first.
I love that you're going for the moose. Like maybe he's into turtles or something.
Try fucking a turtle.
I mean, that's easier.
We just went real big and real small. What about a nice
Something right in the middle. Yeah.
A doe, a deer, a female
yeah.
deer.
Yeah, at least it's not gay. If you're gonna do bestiality, don't be gay about it.
Oh my
Yeah, do you think a guy like
Someone
this?
catches him. He's like, no, it's a doe.
It's a chick deer.
It's a girl. It's a girl deer.
It's a fair question though. Like someone this zen and weird. I'm like, do you think he was masturbating or like just sitting there?
Just like asexual.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Furiously masturbating for 27 years.
That's what this was all for.
Yeah, just like masturbate in private.
I don't think I wouldn't call it zen. What was happening here?
Yeah, I think like it's funny you say that because when I first heard about this guy before I sent it to you, in my mind, like every time I think of a hermit, I think of like a monk or like an ascetic person
Yeah.
who's like on some spiritual thing. And then when I saw pictures of this guy, he's like, no, this is a psycho that lives in the woods.
Yeah,
But because
yeah.
the fact that he's alone and talks to no one makes him by proxy a hermit.
Right.
Yeah, it's like really weird.
How'd they catch him?
He tried to break into a school for disabled kids.
It was a camp for disabled kids.
Yeah.
He had quite the heist too. Are you looking at the Variety article?
No, I'm actually looking at the GQ article.
Okay.
Okay, GQ. What's
Cover
going
of
on?
GQ.
This is the New York Times.
The GQ article, the hermit get caught wearing a big fit of the day.
He's
Just
a
him on
hype
the
beast.
front.
Hype beast, yeah.
Adjusting a cuff like
Coming this fall, 8-foot beards.
So here, I got it in front of me. Here's his rundown of his like the shit he's done while he was away. So let's see. Knight, by his own estimation, engineered 40 break-ins a year, or more than 1,000 in total, before he was caught stealing marshmallows and Humpty Dumpty potato chips from the commissary of a camp for camp for kids with disabilities. This was a typical haul. Most of his break-ins netted loot. Like boxed macaroni and cheese, Mountain Dew, propane tanks, tarps, and novels. Knight stole what he needed to survive. He accumulated $395, most of it in singles in case of an emergency, but he never spent $1. And
Wow.
it said some of his bills, some of the dollar bills he had were moldy.
Ugh.
he's just living outside.
He's just living outside under a tent.
Wait,
Yeah,
so
like a
if he
tarp.
he robbed this school or this camp, and then the police went looking for him?
I think that's
Somebody
maybe they
found
caught
him.
him. Yeah.
Somebody found him. Yeah,
Oh,
and
the
had like
security
their
person.
rifle out and was like,
Don't move.
What are you doing?
and
then,
did he use his signature? Hey.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, and I mean, he didn't go to jail for long though, because like, I don't know, it's like
It was all
weird.
petty theft.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
what's
petty,
he in jail for? Just
For
taking-
burglary, breaking and
so he's
entering.
taking
Yeah.
potato
I mean,
chips.
if you think if
yeah,
you're gonna
yeah.
commit 1,000 breaking and enters, like that could get you in jail for fucking life.
How long was he in jail?
He was only in jail for 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
Probably a nice little
Did
respite.
they send him to like a institution or something?
I thought that they just sent him to straight up jail.
They just cut him loose back in the woods.
Yeah, I don't know where he is now.
Top ceiling.
Yeah, that's a good question. If after jail he went to some place, but I don't know.
Yeah, let's see.
So where is he now?
But I have no idea.
Here, let's see.
Yeah.
Back in Maine.
Back in Maine, maybe.
How long ago was he caught? Do you know?
This was like 2013, I think.
Oh, okay.
Something like
And
that.
we don't have
yeah.
any update. He's just back in the woods.
I don't know. I mean, he
I'm
left
trying to look.
jail.
I'm going to look it up right now.
That's
see if I can find it.
lonely. That's lonely.
I would
It's
not.
lonely.
I
Yeah.
can't do 2 hours.
No,
I hate
I
it.
talk about how much I like alone time,
Right.
and then after 20 minutes, I'm like,
well, what the fuck
gotta
do I
say
do now?
hi to someone. Yeah.
Being alone sucks.
It's terrible.
It's terrible.
It's horrendous.
Yeah.
I mean, camping is terrible. Are you
Yeah.
campers? You don't camp.
no,
dear
what
God,
are you,
no.
insane?
It's horrendous.
I would never camp.
I enjoy camping except for the sleeping in a tent in a sleeping bag part.
Right.
So you
I'm
can do it
down
during
with
the
the
day.
fire. I'm down with chopping wood.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
down with all
Right.
the other
Well, yeah.
stuff.
I
But
mean,
I want to lay in a bed.
I've obviously been glamping, but
Yeah.
the idea of sleeping on the wood floor,
Wood, get real.
or like the
Dirt
wood, the floor of the
Dirt.
woods.
Oh, the woods. Oh, I see. The floor.
The floor of the woods, which I assume is linoleum. I don't know.
Yeah, no way.
The bugs alone,
No
kill
way.
yourself.
I could chop wood and light a fire in my fucking backyard. Okay, how about that?
I would like to see that.
I'm never gonna do that ever. Never.
No, thank
No,
you.
no, thank
no,
you.
but the idea of camping and being outside to me really is a punishment.
Yes.
Plus, I mean, this is my problem with. I've been watching. You watched any of that Last of Us? The Last of Us, the new HBO
Yeah.
show that everybody's talking about.
No.
Yeah.
Fantastic show. Here's the problem with the post-apocalypse. You got to spend the whole time in wet jeans. No thanks.
Talk
I
about
hope the bomb
yeast
lands
infection.
on me. Let me tell you that.
Yeah.
Because if I spend fucking 45 minutes in wet jeans, no thanks. They're sleeping in wet jeans.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I don't
The
I don't
zombies?
like that.
That's not that scary. Wet jeans for the rest of your life? Good night, world.
No gynecologist to fix your yeast infection either.
Yeah, my vagina is going to be on the fritz.
Max is there eating yogurt. For
Trying to get my pH in check.
Man, this guy must have smelled so bad.
No. Well, okay. So did the police like talk about like what his vibe was like when they took him in? Was he chill?
He still didn't really talk much. Apparently, he like tried to talk to some of the other inmates, and they were like, "You talk like you're reading a novel." Like he like I don't know.
It's very like theatrical or very
Yeah,
much.
very very theatrical.
But he did pick up the books, right?
He did pick
so
up the
that's
books.
probably all. That's like the closest thing to.
What was he reading? Fucking Jane Eyre and shit.
All right. So there's 2 different little articles I found with follow-ups. It sounds like he's living in like this small town in Maine and works at like an auto shop, probably just like sweeping up bolts and shit on the ground. But
Instead, he like owns the auto shop.
yeah, he's not like managing an auto shop.
probably,
But then
washing
also, I
windows
think
or
he's
some
also
shit.
like getting money from the internet because he's like a cult, like
Yeah.
hero kind of thing. People are like
Right.
into him.
What, they're Venmoing him?
I think so. And then
He's got a phone?
there's also apparently like a 23-minute documentary about him somewhere.
okay.
I would like to watch that.
Yeah,
So I'm sorry, where did you say he was?
He's still in Maine. It doesn't say what town.
Does he have a home?
It says he lives in his own place in a small Maine town and works in an auto shop.
All right.
Good for him.
But then I think he's also getting money because this other article that was trying to make me subscribe, it said that he's living free from the internet, and there's a documentary about him. Someone wrote a book about him too.
So they probably somebody bought his rights or something.
Yeah, I think he's like getting a little side. He's got a little too.
Something tells me he
hustles going.
doesn't need a lot to stay above,
Yeah,
stay afloat. He's in the black very easily.
So something funny that I also read was that he stole radios and earphones and he hid an antenna like up in the trees. And so for a while he was listening to conservative talk radio, which he like really liked.
He's just a Republican.
He's just like super Republican.
You know that Candace Owens makes some good points.
He likes her.
Imagine not spending a single dollar for 27 years. I could not. You know how many times I've been like, today I'm not going to spend any money.
That's the most
And then
impressive
I don't
thing
make
to you
it to
about the
noon.
not spending. What
I
about
love
the-
spending money.
Oh, me too.
I used to. Oh no, go ahead.
I was gonna say even if I don't leave the house, I spend money.
Yeah,
I
you
spend
Click.
more money
Just
if I
click.
don't spend the
Yeah,
house.
yeah,
yeah.
The house actually,
It's fun to spend money.
it's enjoyable.
Yes.
Yeah,
It is.
it's nice.
Yeah.
And
It'd be
he's
fun to have like a movie with him like coming to the big city kind of thing. That's the plot of a movie.
Ooh, the Hermit Takes Manhattan.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
He would hate it.
We should buy
here.
the rights to that.
He would not like this.
He would fucking hate it here.
He would not like this.
He would also listen to television shows on the radio. He called it the theater of the mind, and he loved Everybody Loves Raymond.
Well, who doesn't? Come on. That show is for everyone.
That really is. Everybody really does love
Everyone,
Raymond.
in fact, loves Raymond.
Deborah! Hi, Raymond. Is that your Brad Garrett?
yeah,
That's a Brad Garrett.
Oh, fuck. All right, so that's it. He's just out. He kind of turned it around.
I guess so, yeah.
God bless him.
He's obsessed with Leonard Skinner. That's my other fun fact.
Oh,
about
I
him.
didn't realize he was chill like that.
We
should
get
get
along well with this guy.
I feel like he should go.
simple.
He should be on Dating on the Spectrum. He should be the next person on dating, like one of the
okay.
candidates on Dating on the Spectrum. We need to get this guy a GF.
Yeah.
You know what? It's kind of cool.
Also, good
What's
plot.
cool about
That's
him
part of the movie.
Yeah,
where
oh,
it's
yeah.
like we got to get this
is
guy.
like it's like you can be mentally ill and not a killer. You can just be like, you could be weird and not like a murderer. You know
I've
what I
never
mean?
seen it happen.
Is this
tuna.
the realization you've gotten from this? You thought that all people with mental disabilities
No,
were murderers?
it's an uplifting story from that argument standpoint of being like the guy spent 27 years. He's back in society.
But
You're
has
right.
killed no one.
Yeah, and
That we
honestly,
know.
First
he
time in
didn't-
170 episodes or whatever.
He didn't spend a single dollar 27 years. So he robbed a couple houses and they were leaving him notes. We'll buy you groceries. You think he didn't do more damage than those fat fucks on Wall Street?
I don't know who's arguing that, but yeah.
Cool hill to die on.
Yeah.
I love
You're
it.
also going against the points that he
Nothing.
believes in. Listening
Yeah.
to Fox. Right?
Yeah,
you
yeah.
wouldn't like
At the end of an episode, I love to build a good straw man and take him down. Let me tell you that.
Why are they fat?
We should put a
fat cats.
We should put a statue of Christopher Knight Thomas in front of Wall Street.
Of
Next
what?
to the
Yeah,
girl.
next to that
This
girl.
guy.
Yeah, a statue of this guy. It's
The
just
bull
standing there,
and
he's
her,
bald
and,
with
like,
his beard.
He's like robbing the bull.
Yeah. He's got a bunch of stuff he stole from kids with disabilities in his arms, looking at Wall Street.
Oh, he's fucking the bull.
Oh, he's fucking that bull.
Yeah, he's behind the bull.
People go to their jobs at Deutsche Bank and you're like, what?
Oh, fuck. Is that it?
That's it, really.
Yeah. That's
I
good.
mean, I don't know if we were had necessarily. The gentlemen in Maine were.
I mean, dude. I mean, it is interesting. Like, I could see how some people look at him as like a cult hero. Like, I used to be really into Tim Ferriss. You know that guy? He used to like
Yeah.
interview like billionaires and
The
all
business
successful
podcast
people.
guy, right? Yeah.
And one of the things like
Your worst nightmare.
yeah. One of the things like a bunch of different like people said is that they would like spend like a day or a couple of days like well below their means. Like I forget what guy, like a big tech guy was like, yeah, every year I like put on like ratty clothes and like I'm homeless for 24 hours.
Oh,
Cosplaying
fun.
in poverty.
Yeah, to like as an exercise to like appreciate what you have, I
Okay,
guess.
all right.
For them, it's like sounds so fucking pretentious. So I can
Yeah,
see
yeah.
how people are like, "Oh, he's like what you were saying. We're like,
Yeah.
he's the anti.
Yeah.
Like look what the
Right.
life you can live with no money."
That's not a life. I'm sorry.
Well, he's alive.
I love
It
him.
is a life.
God bless him. How long? I'm dropping you into Maine right now. You're not allowed to spend $1. Mm-hmm. Same scenario as him. How long are you lasting?
Oh my god.
I'm hanging from a tree limb within 45 minutes.
Just give me a couple of good books and
I think realistically, I would last like until it got dark out that night, and then I would be like, no.
Then you knock on the doors and can I come in, please?
Yeah.
I would be the person who would like get out there and be like, this is gonna be great.
Yeah.
This is,
Oh.
And then a few hours.
Yeah.
For
You
sure.
line up all your books and
Yeah.
then
Oh my God. Harry Potter 1, 2, 3, and then not good. Yeah.
Or the first bug that bit me. I'd be like, I'm outta
Oh,
here.
the first skeeter on your Peter.
I don't need a skeeter on my Peter. I'll tell you that.
You gotta whack them off.
I feel like I would just try to ingratiate myself into the local town as much as I could and act like I had a home, but never invite anyone over.
Well, how do you deal with that smell? That smell gives you
Well,
away.
just listen.
Planet
I don't
Fitness.
have
Oh.
severe Asperger's. Just because I live in the woods, getting a little river, get a little this going, steal some deodorant. I'm in society, baby. I live under a bridge now. Like I'm making it work. You guys hired me.
All right, next episode. Will Chris kill us all? We were.
6 months in the clink. I'll be fine.
All right, we were
Bye-bye.
ahead.